Hi. So it's only September. Well, it's the end of September, which means October is next week. October, November, December, and then we are done with 2018. So why am I talking to you now about 1099s? Who gets a 1099? When do we send them out? And what is all the craziness about? Well, it gets crazy here. I don't know about how it is at your office, but it gets crazy here. So a 1099 is anything, anyone that you write a check to from your company for $600 total in the entire year. That's not very much. So all year long, you're writing checks to vendors. And at the end of the year, the word 1099 starts popping into everybody's brain because on January 31st, all of those people that you wrote checks to, if they are individual vendors, if they are not a corporation, a person, any kind of person that is not an employee, they get a 1099. So we write those checks all year long and we don't think about it. We just add them into the QuickBooks or the Xero or the 17 Hats or whatever kind of software that you're using. You go to write that check. It says, oh, this is a new vendor. Do you want to enter them completely? And you go, nope, just skip that part. And you just write the check. Well, the end of the year rolls around and you need to create 1099s and mail them out to these people by January 31st. And you're busy, you're busy with the new year and the holidays, and who's got time to print 1099s and figure all that stuff out? So let's figure it out now. Whenever you want to write a check to someone, or someone would like to have a check, you need to ask them for a very important piece of paper called a W-9. The W-9 will tell you who they are, where their check gets mailed to, or their 1099 at the end of the year, what their tax identification number is, whether it is their Social Security number or their EIN. And there's this new section in the W-9 that now lets them choose what type of entity they are, because even LLCs get a 1099. Some of them do, some of them don't. If they file as a corporation, they do not need a 1099. If they don't file as a corporation, then they need a 1099. And the question that I get most often is, how the heck do I know if they're a corporation or not? Well, if you had asked them for a W-9 in the very beginning of your relationship, they would have been able to fill out that part of the W-9, and you could have used that W-9 to enter that information into your QuickBooks or whatever kind of software you're using. And at the end of the year, because you've already set that vendor up correctly, you've entered their name, their address, their EIN number or their social, and you've checked off that little box that says that they get a vendor. Okay, there's a little box that says 1099 vendor. We check off that box. Then QuickBooks knows to add them to your 1099 report and automatically print the form for them at the end of the year. It's so easy. It's just so easy. I don't understand why people wait until January 29th to figure out who they need to pay and how to get the 1099 printed. So consider this fair warning, folks. If you don't know who gets a 1099, if you don't know if you have all the vendors correctly in your QuickBooks, if you don't know if you're going to have time to do it all in January, please just reach out to some help. There's plenty of it out there. I'm sure you can Google it on the internet. How do I do a 1099? How do I enter a vendor into QuickBooks? But the easiest way is to join the Flight Club at the Office Squad, and we can coach you and talk you through the entire thing. I hope I've been a little bit helpful as to why you would want to think about 1099s in September. You just need to, because there's only 3 months left. Have an awesome weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Ciao.